guys, Dorothy here with Done by Dorothy. We are here today working on our Mira Nature Journal, and we're continuing on with our ephemera. We already finished our 3x5 cards, so we're going to work on our little notebooks today. I did the one with the dot grid paper, and then one that's just in pink notebook paper, and they're just stapled in the center. Both of these are. So, I mean, this is pretty much every basic stapled little booklet you make. This dot grid paper that I used, what did I do with my notebook of that to show you? The dot grid paper I have is actually Fabrino. It is an Italian paper. I know you can buy it on Amazon. You can buy it at Hobby Lobby. If you watch it clearance, sometimes at Hobby Lobby you can find it. I found this. It does have like a wood grain type cover. I don't know if you can see that or not, but there's 90 pages in a set, and it pulls off, and it's just really nice, really thick. So it's a really nice paper, and again, it's Fabriano. That's what I use for the dot grid, and the pink is just the mini pink. You can get the 8.5 by 11, you know, notepads. This just happened to be a small ruled, and you can find those college ruled or, you know, wide or whatever size you want. Okay, so to do it, we're going to start out with, I pre-cut this. This is just craft cardstock, but you could use white, you could use cream, you can use black, you can use whatever color you want. And it's 7.5 by 5.5, and I just cut it square. And then I'm just going to fold it in half. Super, super simple like that. I'm going to fold it in half. And then this one I wanted to do with coffee dyed paper. So I've pulled out 3 sheets of coffee dyed paper, because I know if I fold that in half, that's going to be 6 double-sided. That'll be 12 pages, which is pretty good. Okay, so I'm just going to straighten my pages up, make sure they're pretty straight. We're close enough. And again, this is coffee dyed. Mine was ironed completely on the edges, so if mine sort of has that little ruffly edge, or cabbage edge, I guess, leaf edge, I don't know, and I like that, so I'm just going to draw around my page. Then I'm going to grab my ruler, and I'm going to attempt to rip through all 3 of these. We'll see if that works or not, but I'll do it one at a time. I'm going to put it right inside, so just a hair inside your line, because you don't want it to be completely to the edge. And then I'm just going to rip it off, because I want mine to sort of have that not so perfect edge to look. Okay. And we'll pick our pile up and rotate it. And again, I'm going to put it just right inside. It's not even 1/8 of an inch. It's like a 32nd of an inch inside. I mean, just teeny tiny little bit. I don't know if you can see, it's like right inside. Okay, so I tore all that off, and that's all bigger pieces of scraps that I'll be able to use for other things, so I'm not really, you know, losing any paper there. Then I'll go through and just double check to make sure I don't have any, and one little spot there that has some pencil there. I think that's it. Okay, so again, that lines up inside perfectly. So I'm going to take these, and if we have to trim up a little bit, we can. I'm not really worried about it being dead on perfect. I sort of like that rough look that, you know, gives it that handmade. That is a little crooked right there. So I will just trim this up, no biggie. And that's probably where I held it crooked. Okay, so that goes in there just fine. Then I'll open it up. Then I'm going to get my corner rounder, and again, you guys, I'm using my envelope punch board. I know. And I'm just going to round all of those corners, holding them together so they're rounded nice and neat together. And this does fine. Now, you have an option here. You can do more than just like the 3 pages that I did if you want more. You know, you could do as many as you want. This actually has 48 pages in it. So there's actually 12 pages in this one, so you can do as many as you want. I just didn't want to get it too bulky. I liked the pink though, so I put a little more of the pink in there. Okay, and so here's some different options. You can, you know, do it in half, use your stapler, staple it. You can actually run beads of glue down the spine and glue them into each other if you want to. I thought I have this really pretty gold, almost rose gold type elastic string, and I thought I would use it and just sort of tie it on the spine. And I'm just going to pull it as tight as it goes with just a little bit of stretch left. And then I'm just going to knot it like when you do, you know, when you tie your shoes. Then I'm going to take my loops. Well, my one string got in there. Okay. I'm going to take my loops, loop it through again, and just do like a double knot just to make sure it's secure. Put it to the spine, and that will hold my papers in there. One thing nice about doing this is if you want, like especially if you were using, say, watercolor paper, which you could do, you can use any kind of paper in here that you want to, you know, put in here. So if I say I was going to do watercolor paper, I could put in here, then I can pull it out. You know, if I get to where I want to watercolor on the page, I can just pull that page out and watercolor. You know, when I get done, put the pages back in. Because I double knotted, my bow is still tied. So all I have to do is roll that right back over again. And I can move my bow into the center and it's done. Just like that. So that makes it really nice. And you can use twine. You don't have to double knot it. I just do with elastic because it stretches. Now if you're using a ribbon or lace or twine or something that doesn't stretch, I would just tie it in a bow where I can retie it. So that's sort of up to you. So we have our 3 books done. So now we're going to decorate them. And I know I want to use some of this. I just love this paper. And I'm going to just roughly measure how wide it is. I'm going to cut off a little bit so I have a little area. And then I want to do mine where it's sort of like Polaroid size. So I'm just gonna sort of mark it like that. You know what? Let me think. Yeah, that'll be fine. Okay, the first thing I'm gonna do is sort of rip down this edge on the side because just a little teeny tiny bit. Let me turn this the other way around though. Because it's got a little bit of white showing on the edge and I don't really like having that edge on there. I do like the fact that this ruler is white. If you do not have a clear ruler, at least get like a lighter colored one, because it makes it easier to see, you know, when you're ripping. Okay, and I have my, I don't have to remeasure that again because I just tore my tear line off. Oh my. That being off for a couple days trying to get better has got me running slow coming back. Try to hold that. You know what, let me measure this and mark it up there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 3 7/8 is where it needs to be. just because I want to make sure that that's straight, not crooked everywhere. Although I think, did I do? I think I mismeasured that, is what I think I did. Oh, duh. Yeah, I was looking at the wrong. 3 3/8, not 7/8, guys. Yeah, knew that didn't look right. There we go, much better. Okay, then I know I want to use my little salamander because, you know, he's my favorite. And I want to leave that bottom open, so I'm just going to put this here, sort of line it up where I think it's even. I think so. I want to tear some off the bottom too there though, so let me go down a little bit. Only because I want all the edges to be a little rough. I don't want to leave one edge straight, you know, completely straight, and the rest of them are all torn. It just doesn't look cohesive. Well, you know what? Maybe I'll tear one of the edges. And because I'm tearing, it doesn't have to be exactly straight, which makes it nice. So, okay, let me grab my ink. Again, we're using Tim Holtz Distress Ink and Vintage Photo. And that just happens to be the ink that I chose. If you know, decide you want to use a different color on yours, then feel free. Create in whatever fashion that you like. Okay, grab my art glitter glue. And again, there's where I wrote. This was actually printed. The one that I'm using was printed on 24-pound paper with 96 brightness. And it's just the premium HP brand. Okay, so I'm going to drop this right here. Slide it down a little bit. Just a little bit on each side. And again, these I'm not going to super embellish because I want to make sure I can slide them into pockets. So, have that. Well, I might as well get that out. I'm going to use that in a little bit. And then I have this piece that I've been cutting off of. Let me find my pinking shears. I've been using my pinking shears on this. So I'm just going to continue right along with that. Let me cut this off. I know. Figure out. And I want to just run that across the bottom. And again, I don't even care that if it's even or not. I just sort of even it up where it's not crazy. Okay. I'm going to ink the edges because it makes it stand out more. I just like the way it looks. And I'm sort of rough on it because I sort of like when it crinkles and cracks, and it just sort of gives it a little bit more of a 3D look when it's not, you know, just sort of, you know, when it sort of inks down in those little cracks and stuff. Just sort of hold it like that. And then we will just put that across there like a small label. You know what, before I go and glue it, I'm going to find, what can I use? I'll just use this because it's like here. I'll use my ruler. Okay, I'm put that there, and I want to do some stamping, but I actually want to use green. This is Stampin' Up. It's one of the little stamping spots. This is actually Old Olive. That is the color that I'm using. But you can use whatever color you like. And some of these I haven't even used, so they're still stuck together. And these are not very well made, guys. I'm gonna straight up tell you that now. And most definitely I use them because I have them and they do work as stamps. They're just not extremely well done. They're Studio G from Walmart. They stamp fine, but adhering to the wood and staying there, just they really aren't my cup of tea. And I'll show you. They do pretty good when it comes to stamping, but I just do. So I'm gonna put nature across here, just sort of randomly. I'm not gonna worry about everything being straight. Like, say that one's starting to fall off. And I mean, it's just, honestly, they will be fine. I just need to go through and re-adhere all of them. Try to do them sort of straight. Not perfect, but at least somewhat straight. And if it's not completely straight, I'm not gonna balk about it. I'm just not that kind of person. If I stressed about everything being straight with having 4 kids, it would never work out. And then I need a U, an R, and E. And see, that's what it is because even you just have to hold them and sort of individually hold them and pull them and they stay okay. They just need, I don't know, they need to find a different way to adhere them or a different type of glue. And again, I'm not going to worry about the nature being completely straight because I sort of like the randomness, especially with nature, because it's never, nature is not about being straight. And I usually end up going downhill, which may be the case. But I mean, they stamp off really good, and I mean, they do really great. I have several other kinds because they come in, this is just a regular, see, there's another one, J came off. They just don't adhere very well. Whoop, and I got this wrong end down. Okay, but this is actually, these are, it says alphabet stamp set. It does not even name the type of alphabet that it is, guys. That's how, it's by Hampton Art. Studio G. It came from Walmart. I think it was like, I don't know, 99 cents or so. I mean, I don't remember, honestly. It may have been a little bit more than that. I don't think it was extremely expensive. Okay, but they work. Let me just shove them all back in here real fast just so they're not scattered all over, because I don't care so much if they're in order or not. I can fix that later, but if I leave them on my table, as teeny tiny as they are, they will disappear. And there's like a period and a question mark and an ampersand, and so I mean there is some an exclamation mark. So I mean there is punctuation in there with them. I mean, and they're nice to have just if you want random words or random letters on something. They're really cute if you use them on tabs to spell out words. You know, if you have like 5 or 6 tabs and you know, say if we're doing nature and you've got 6 tabs and each tab that, you know, goes through the journal has a letter on it, and, you know, it spells nature going down the side of it. Makes it really cute. And just for the ones that are asking, I am feeling a bit better. Not totally better, but a bit better. So now that I have this on here, I'm going to sort of even out the sides. I don't want it, you know, lopsided. So, okay, so let's put this back on here. And then this, I'm just going to put crooked coming across the bottom like that, but not, I don't know. Maybe I should put it up here. What do you guys think? I sort of like it down here. Maybe I should do it straight. I really don't want to over here so it doesn't cover up my little salamander guy. I think I think I sort of like it like that, right up, sort of catawonky. I think I got that word from Genevieve Designs, Catawonky. It's one of those words you hear and you're like, what? And then you find yourself saying it after you hear it. But when you first hear it, you're like, where in the world? Why in the world where would you come up with that? It's pretty funny. Yes, I like that, right like that. So there's that one. So while I already have everything out to do that, I'm going to go ahead and cut off another strip here. Okay, and I'm not going to worry about it's lined up. What did I do with my little stuff? They're over here. I'm going to go ahead and pull out Mirabella, because I want to spell out Mirabella. So we'll have Mira in one, Bella in the other, and Nature in the other one, which I sort of liked the concept of doing that. There's my B. See, they just come unglued and it drives me crazy. So I think I'm going to have to take the time. That may be a while you're watching a movie type thing, you know. Okay, so let me get these. M-I-R, Mirabella. I have no idea why I got in out. I think because I was thinking about nature. B. Okay. So let's go ahead and stamp these down, and we'll go ahead and stamp these, then we can ink them up after we get them stamped. But they'll already be done. Maybe I don't like how that did that. We'll do that over. And here's another thing, you know, when you're doing that, you do have a chance for do-overs if you do it this way. So versus if you put it on there and then stamp it, there is no fixing. That one went catawonky. So just do that sort of randomly. I may do the Bella like that too, just to make it not look so awkward. There we go. Okay, so let me grab this because I already have it done. So I mean, you could have technically laid out and stamped all three of them if I'd have thought of it. I would have done it that way. That would save you a little time. Okay, let me put, you know what, let me put these back up. I'm going to reglue these, so I'll put them in order when I reglue them. So I'm going to set them out right here so I can find them when I get done to redo them. Okay, and I'm actually going to reach under here. Hopefully I didn't shove my head in the way. Ink up my sponge, and I'm going to do the green around the outside edges. To maybe brighten it up a little bit, make it show up a little bit more, and give it that greeny, naturey look. And then I'm going to do it around the edges. And then I'll go and take my vintage photo and go right along the very outside edges. Okay. So sort of have this greeny brown tone. Oops. Okay, so let me, my vintage photo around the outside edges. Got that little brown layer to it. Okay, so we have our Mirabella done. So I'm going to pull this out. I'm going to, let's see, line it up because I want it straight. You know what? Let's go a little bit wider. Just a little bit. And then I'm going to do this, but I want to turn it over the other way so I can actually mark it with a pencil to line it up. And it doesn't have to be exact, but close. And a little bitty tip right there that doesn't want to go. And then I'm gonna, I know I have to tear from the left hand side. It's really weird, but it's like some kind of weird thing with me. There we go. So, get that out of the way. Let me ink up my outside edges here. You see that one did it too. I didn't even notice that it did it. I'm just inking up the outside edges, sort of making it look like a tag. And I was trying to find, oh, I'll just grab my big bite. Make sure my big bite is set to 3/16. Yep. Okay, so I'm just gonna put it in here. It might be a little off-centered, but I sort of wanted it in the center of the flower. I thought that was pretty. I'm gonna grab my whole reinforcers. And I'm gonna glue this down, so I'm not really worried about the back. And then, let's see, had to be pretty, let's do the fun fur on it. And again, I'm going to do this just like I do, oops, not like that. And I did this one a little small because I don't want it to stick up way too much. So, as soon as I can figure out where I'm, there we go. Sometimes you gotta pull it back out and start over. There we go. Then I should have, there we go. Have that. I'm gonna throw a little glue around it, the outside edges, just to hold it down. Oh, you know what? Let me look real fast and see if I can find. Oh, well. We'll grab this. I'll sort of put this tag to the bottom. Sort of glue the tag down. Have my little floppies at the top. And then I will glue my little label down. And I'm actually going to put it across, let's put it where it's across the bottom, straight across the bottom. So there we got that one done, and I'm not doing a whole lot here because I want to be able to decorate some of it as I go. Okay, so there's that one. So we have one more if I can find my other one. There it is. Oh, it's the one we made. Okay, so let's see what we want to do here. I was looking for, but can't find, I had some green paper left over, I thought. That's okay. It's okay. Okay, I'm going to, let's just do this way. I'm just gonna cut a square off. me go ahead and ink it up. So I have it. And again, these, I don't want to heavy embellish them because they're going to be going down in pockets and things like that. And I find, you know, the more, some of it has a hard time fitting. So, okay, so we'll have that. We'll have that there. So let's fussy cut something. Let me find my... You guys, I took 4 days off and my life is just all... We'll just use these. What am I gonna eat? Let's use the snail. Yeah, we'll use the snail. And we're just gonna... I'm not even gonna fussy cut extremely close to him. I'm just gonna sort of leave an edge so we have an inking edge on the outside of him. I'm just gonna trim really, really close to him. So sort of be creating almost like a slide, but in sort of, I'm just gonna make sure all of the lighter areas are inked up around the outside edge. So basically, we'll have this, how do I want to put this? I'm going to put this, line this up over to the side so it comes across like a tag. Nope, don't like the snail there, guys. Sorry. Maybe... what's something bigger that fits there? Maybe the little frog. That's okay. We'll use the snail anyway, but... okay, let me cut him a little closer. Or at least attempt to. He's got his little bitty hands, or I don't know what frog hands are called. If anybody knows, you can go up there. I'm sure he is. They've got a name, and I know what it is. It's just not registering. I guess they're all feet. Not really arms, not really hands, more like feet, but they don't have legs. Oh, so I hope everybody is having a good January. Hopefully spring will get here soon. I know I am more than ready for it. And this nature journal just makes me want spring even more. Let's see, does that look better? I still think it's missing something. What do we want to put on there? That's sort of crooked too. Wow, I did that crooked too, guys. You guys didn't notice that, did you? I know somebody was sitting there going, seriously? Wow, that's really crooked. Okay. And there's that. So let's find... ooh, you know, that might work. And here's my cheesecloth. Let's cut off a piece of cheesecloth. Again, this is the, I dyed this the quick dye method. If you find the video. Let's take a little bit of this lace. Let's just doctor this one. We'll do a little bit more on this one than we normally do. Let's put a little bit of lace across here. And put some glue on there. And again, this glitter glue dries clear. I never used to use glitter glue on any fabric. I always used Fabri-Tac, but I've seen a lot of people doing it, and so I'm trying something new. We'll just put it that way. Okay, so what if a little cheesecloth? And I've got my doily here somewhere in my... I got all my stuff piled over here to use, so... And I seem to be able to find everything but what I need when I need it. Oh, there it is. It was hidden between the papers. So let's just use, so like this rounded, jaggy edge over here. So I'm just going to cut off a small little section of that. And a little cheesecloth. We need something under there. You know what? This might work. I got a little scrap of this sort of goofy fabric over here. Let me just, it might, let's ink a little frog up. That'll change him some. Then this is that 24-pound paper, so it's not super bulky and thick. The paper isn't. I do like the little frog on there though. I do think I like that. I do think I do. And it pulls out, just pulls out the green in his back really good. Okay, let's start gluing this down. So let's start up here. Sometimes it's harder to deconstruct and reconstruct something. That into the corner. I think it was close to being there. Then of course, then glue that up. Put our cheesecloth. I sort of want to dangle down a bit, but not overtake the whole entire picture. And glue this piece. And again, that'll all dry clear, so that should take care of a lot of, it shouldn't bleed through too bad or anything. We'll see. And then we'll put our little frog, and I'm going to put his, I think I want to sort of put him where he's angled into that corner down there. Sort of like he's sitting on it. Then I'm going to glue my Bella down. Get all this out of the way. Oh, I still have to put that down. So I have that. So that's what it looks like so far. I'm going to trim this up a little bit. I don't want this huge amount of extra sticking out up there. This is sort of bulky over there. Sort of ease the bulkiness, hopefully. So it. And then I think we're just. You know what would be really cool? Where is, let's, do I want to, no, I think I actually like that just on the brown. Let's see. Tip of that, and I just think it takes too much away. I actually think I'm going to put it on there just like it is. Sometimes the minimal approach is the best approach. And I think with the nature thing, I think it, you know, we have that tendency to try to put it on there straight. No, we got to put it on there a little crooked because, you know, everything looks better a little crooked. Then you don't notice everything else that's not straight. Let me put this back in here. And again, I'm not decorating the backs of these. I'm leaving it open because I'm not sure exactly what I want to put in each thing. So, you know, I don't want to overdo it and then have to backtrack, so. But I do think I have these little bitty leaves. And some of these are little brown leaves. And I'm thinking this might be cute and add just a little touch, but not an overly amount. Let me clip off a little, several of them here. Oh. They're like little velvety type leaves. So I'm trying to decide if I want to maybe put one down here. I don't know if I want to run them down the side. I sort of like that. I could run them all the way down the side. I don't like that. Run them across the bottom. That's sort of cool, but it tends to pull your eyes away from here. What if I put one in the top corner? No. Maybe just one right there would be enough. I'm going to use Fabri-Tac for this because I'm using 2 fabrics. So, a little leery if that's going to catch. Figure out which side is actually the velvety side that's supposed to stick up. We'll just put that like that. Yeah, see, I like that. It's not overdone, but it's not underdone either, so do you want to put something like I might want to put something, a couple across here just as to add to the tag, but I don't think I really like that. About, no. Yep, I think that's it. I don't think I'm going to put, maybe I could put some across this edge like that. It might look, that's sort of not bad. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it alone. I don't want to overdo it or under. Okay, so let me pull our signatures out. I have a pile of chaos getting ready to fall here, guys. In the middle of another project, so I've got stuff everywhere. Okay, so let's find our spot in here. Oh, you know, that almost just right off the bat would. I don't want to tear that though. That's a pretty thin area. I don't want to put it in there. I wanted to use something that's got a little bulk to it. I think I like it there. Let me check over here and see. Ooh, I don't know, you know, it may look better in here. Actually, let's switch these out. Because this already has quite a bit of decoration in the bottom. This is sort of plain, so that adds a little bit more color to that page. I think that's where I'm going to keep it. Ooh, or we can put it through the belly band because it's thicker. And I sort of like that because you can see the nature. Yes. Okay. That one's done. Like that one, that one, that one. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, that's done. Let me put this back on my pile. Let me pull this one out. And hopefully you guys can still see really well. I'm going to put this straight off the bat in there. Oh, I sort of like that there. And let's see what else is going on, because I know we got quite a few little, I don't want to put there because it's too busy already. See, I still want to sort of put it through the belly band. I think I might just use the belly band for the booklets because I like the way the wording sticks out. And even by, so you get the, and it holds in the belly bands really well. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to have to do is use the belly bands for them. and they fit in there really good, and I just love the way they look, sort of hanging half in, half out. Let me see, I think each book had a belly band in it. I'm pretty sure we put a belly band in each one. Yes, there's a belly band. Is that the only one? Yep. Well, this one may not stick out because of where it's located, so I may have to slide it down in there, but you can't see the frog if you do that. That sort of gives you yeah, see that one's, you know what, let's we're gonna switch this out real fast. Let me find the because this one's really thin, so I think if we do in this one, we will get the Bella and the, yeah, we can at least get the Bella sticking out the bottom. Okay, there's that one. And this one fits in there. Yeah, see, that comes out perfect and it just blends with the green. Awesome. Hey guys, so there are our little notebooks. So there's, you know, how to do your notebooks and decorate them. And again, you can do those. If I was doing a journal that was more lacy and fabricy and that type of thing, then I would have put a lot more lace and all that kind to it. But so there is our Ephemera number 2, which is our booklets, and we will get those done, and then we will move on to the next ones, which will be our big stamps. And I wanted to just, I meant to do this anyway. I can put these back in a minute, so I'm not stressing about it. I wanted to sort of put these side by side so you could see them, and I meant to do that before I went to the effort of putting them in the book. So again, here we are, double doing something. It's okay. Okay, so you know, we sort of have the basic a little bit, and then we have, you know, the whole lot more added to the top of it. But again, they're still, try to bend that some so we do have our booklets. So I mean, there, you know, you sort of have that variety of going from just pure basic to a little bit to a little more, and you can do even more than that, like I said. But again, with this being nature, I'm trying to keep everything more wholesome and pure. So there we go. So there are those booklets. I hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back again for next time with episode 3. So we will see you then. I hope you guys have a great day. Again, remember to like, comment, subscribe. Information that will be in the description box below. Remember to join Facebook group, all that wonderful stuff. Have a great day, and we'll see you next time. Bye.